practical underground steps. So as a result of that, the Ghanaian public is detached from the concept of return and readmission. And it's a major issue that we as a country, we must work together to resolve.
Right. Mohammed Haruna is a migration expert, and you do know, let me just remind you that about 300 Ghanaians have voluntarily returned home from war-torn Libya. Many of them have a very harrowing experience to share with us. Pretty shortly, our reporter Komla Kluche, who has been on the beat, will be running us through some of the encounters he had with some of these young men who are returning, the state in which they were, and what their expectations are as they arrive in the country. So let me quickly come back to you, Mohammed Haruna. When these young men return to the country, what are the first stages of things they go through in order before they leave the airport? What would they have gone through?
Actually, what happened in our engagement with our stakeholders, both outside the country and within the country, and talking with the migrants, is that when they come home, what they are expected to see is a welcome. Because over there, they are not accepted. And thank God these people have made a decision to come home. Others are progressing and they die on the seas. But when they get to this country, at the airport, what shocks you, the first thing you see is that you are not even welcome in your home country. So when they were coming, if they were coming with goodies, if life had been successful and they were coming to marry and go back, you would have seen the family members waiting at the airport, even sleep there. But because they are coming, because the way has become too tough for them to come back, some of the family members are not even aware. They don't even want to be aware.
And I'm sure hostility with immigration,
so
checkouts, procedures and all of that could be very frustrating.
And even state officials, like airport officials, immigration officials, are supposed to treat them with a certain empathy. And that is something that lacks. And it's one of the first contact of the migrant when he's coming back home. That is where you can assure him that yes, he has a home and he has arrived at his home. When that is not there, some don't even get to the house.
Right. Let's bring Komla Kluche into the picture. Komla, you were there most of the evening today. Tell me what you saw when you went to the airport.
Shocking. I mean, if you ask me, I wasn't expecting the numbers that I saw. My thinking was that it was just going to be about 20 of them, and then my checks when I got to the airport, you know, it was just an information we got from a contact in Libya, and we're trying to follow the lead. So when I got to the airport, I did my checks. Yes, indeed, the flight was confirmed that it will be coming. The timing changed a little bit because my understanding was that before the flight took off, an hour or so before the flight took off, there was some gunshot in at the
airport,
Libyan airport. So there was a deliberate delay before they got here. So when I got to the airport, I asked, and then they told me. So I kept asking up. So anybody I see, the first thing I asked them is, "Are you from Libya?" And they said, "No, I'm from Senegal. I'm from, you know, the other African country." So the airport guys, my contact at the airport said, "Look, just hold on. When you see them,
you will know.
You would be amazed." So I stood there for close to over 3 hours, and when they started trooping in, Stephen, at the point in time, I didn't know whether to tell the cameraman to stop filming.
Okay, so we want to have a feel of the shock you had, and I'm sure pretty shortly we'll be able to see some of the capture shots, cutaways that you managed to capture from. But walk us through the physical description of what you saw. Were they not properly dressed? Do they look unkempt? Were they? Do they look haggard, hungry, disoriented? You know, that kind of thing.
In terms of how they look, I think it was mixed. One, they were not tattered, that I can say for sure, and majority, I think about 98% of them
were decently
dressed young men, very, very strong young men, if you see them from the pictures. And then They were not distressed, but they were happy to be returning home. And he runs across. Very soon we hear them speak. What they were saying was that when they work, they don't know what they're working for. Because at the end of the day, after you've worked and then you have been paid, robbers would come that same night, put a gun on you and say, bring the money
Take
back.
your money away.
And this
it's either your money or your life.
So all that they have worked for, they are robbed off in that same day.
And you were telling me that this narrative was consistent. It ran across all of them who spoke to you. So what was the sense you got? I know you said that they were happy to come home, and they told you about what they go through, thieves and Islamist terrorists attacking them and taking their money. But through it all, what was the sense that you had that these young men feel that it is okay to come home?
Regret.
Absolutely regretful? Regretful that they went, or regretful that they're coming back home?
They have regretted the experience of Libya. They have not regretted
returning home.
No, absolutely not. They are actually happy that they have come back home, but regretted the harrowing experience that they have gone through in Libya. And for most of them at the airport, they kept saying that, well, we wish nobody goes through this ordeal. We're going to listen to a soundbite now of an 18-year-old. He was 14 when he went there. One guy also got burnt. We can watch what they have been saying now, and then we'll just have a feel of that.
Let me just catch a word with this gentleman. He is disabled, but in his condition, he's found, or he has had to go through a harrowing experience in Libya. What is your name? You've got burns on your body. What happened to you?
In the back, by name of Libya. Na to den chemetu na gas ne pa ye fie na efaja nti ma me koda hospital be see star na doctor for mo ka say o mo ntimi hwem bi ntimi nkofie nti ma mba fie na yenya Ghana ne man bi na hwa wo so mo kakra ba ye mpanfo mo wo ho no mo nka no kore ya kwa ye tisi o mo su be ye se wa man ade ne happen be wa man tini akiridi Yakwa Nemping for Nessichina and for Nessichina Friday bear 2 weeks or Mum Yakoko Cottonao, but praying them to. And they say any more brapping. I'm a new woman in Libya on a one yam wa Nipano Moo. That praying now could be a Nipabaku. So until a month for you, I pa. There's a Miss Oka woman, a prepare at Adana Catabibris. So
it's my grandchild.
Okay. When he was going to Libya, what did he tell you?
Saw him until today. For me personally, I don't know him. I've resided here. He's my grandchild, my sister's grandchild, son. You see, they decided to go on their own, guys. But unfortunately, they say a gas burst in the apartment, and there were 3 in the room. One of them lost his life through the burns, but the 2 of them, this is how their conditions are.
Did you ever expect him, or did you at any point in time expected that he was going to come back alive?
Well, that is what we were looking for. That was what we were hoping. I heard he had traveled, but personally, I've been here for a long time, been traveling outside, up and down. I don't know him personally, but the way those who describe him to me, I could say I'm here, I'm resided here. So that is why they delegated me to come and meet him.
How old are you?
18 years.
You are 18. When did you go to Libya?
Because I don't get more money to go to school.
When did you go?
2014.
2014?
Yes.
And how did you go to Libya?
Because of money.
No. How did you go to Libya? Oh, yeah, then I'll call Libya.
Okay, me far desert in the core.
How far desert? How long down far? Desert?
It's 23 weeks.
3 weeks?
Aye.
How were you surviving? Who did you?
Okay, you did Gary. El Quaiso. And a pan only biscuits.
This must be a touching story for you. Do you, would you go back to Libya again?
No, I never tried to go back again. Running head and your cry, friends are soon you crew. The dark cry and that. Oh, Dana Robes also, far from brass. I do my wire and when you scan no more than the 2 abis, so I just can. Oko catch the pen you cry. Oh, yes, and Pabia and can't Chiracolano. See it to me, Quason Crana, then, yeah, mom. Tino, me bami crew, the same cook view.
Yeah, Dawson. Yeah, buy me for the 350 or 400.
I'm standing by the go.
Nipa be bregu. Ghana, you hear point for more. You won't trade, but be I don't yet because in Libya, me who say, Obi Koni Kroma, what you take to be 2 months, 3 months. Now, ya any BBA say not to her. You say, pray ni ho. Ya ho nipa ukura nipa be 3. Ewu wa campo ho. Ye frɛ ha ɔmo frɛ embassy nkrɔfo a ɔmo se hwɛ ni hɔ ye nso ye wo hɔ ye nim ne ekɔ di Ghana 4.4 nya bibi mfa
ho. Pretty harrowing narrative there, Mr. Haruna. I will give you a closing remark, a couple of seconds. What you've seen, I'm sure this is not surprising for you.
This is not surprising for us. In fact, this one is a better case. There are cases where the person is returning by force. Country officials take him, bound it up.
Yes, we have that number of people coming, right?
We were actually
in the
told
next flight.
that yes, they were going to come in the next flight, but because of the news, we have had to quickly come back and then do this. But the eyes are still on that particular story. But the Libyan ambassador to Ghana has been denying these allegations that the gentlemen have made about them being robbed and all of that. But well, he was not going to speak to us
on record.
Yes, but said that these allegations about Libya aren't true though.
Right, Komla Kluche and Mr. Mohammed Haruna, we're grateful for this is still news at 10. I'm short of words, but you can hear us live on 3FM 92.7 as well as our affiliates across the country. And if you have your mobile phone, you can also hear us on the TuneIn app. We'll be right back.
Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules and Vodafone, power to you.
Are you an entrepreneur with a great business idea? Are you looking for a bright future for your business? Do you need investors for your business? Then sign up to this amazing opportunity from 3FM. It's the 3FM Business Pitch Competition. 3FM in partnership with TKC Africa is giving you the chance to become the entrepreneur you've always dreamt of. All you have to do is to call 0507 910 454. That is 0507 910 454 and present your idea in 1 minute, and you could be on your way to making your business a success. The 3FM Business Pitch is supported by TV3, Yali West Africa, Kivusa, Orios Capital, Technology Grace Entertainment, and Inoha. 3FM Business Pitch. We grow your business.
That's the sign of a victory.
When the news breaks, reporters and anchors broadcast it. Analysts will talk about the impact of this on society. But current affairs will set the agenda for policymakers to implement it. This is what we do on Agenda. It's sharp, authentic, and hard-hitting. My name is Deborah Kwabla. Join us as we set the agenda.
Agenda now shows on Sundays at 3 p.m. only on TV3 and is supported by 3FM 92.7 Accra.
Welcome back. Now, the fight against illegal mining in Ghana, popularly referred to as Galamsey, has intensified over the last few weeks. Government's ultimatum for illegal miners to halt their operations or face the wrath of the law has elapsed. However, some illegal miners have threatened to vote out the NPP in the next election. But President Akufo-Addo says the threats of electoral defeat in 2020 cannot restrain his government from continuing the fight against small-scale illegal mining. The president also added that his determination to bring the life-threatening menace to a permanent end is unquestionable, and he will carry through his government's plan to save the country's environment and water bodies from destruction by Galamsey. But Chairman of the People's National Convention, PNC, Bernard Mona, has some reservations about the fight, and we're coming to hear from him. He joins us now. Mr. Mona, how are you? It's been a while.
I'm fine, thank you.
So, Galamsey, you don't think the approaches of this president is right, or the government is right, or you have some doubt whether the approaches will work, will yield the desired results?
First, let me try to take myself from the partisanship, particularly the campaign promises of wanting to give them enhanced opportunity at their work. And then after the campaign, when you win elections, you somersault and then you now launch an attack on them. I don't want to go into that angle. I'm looking at where Ghanaians have opportunity to live. People have lived on this job for more than 40 years. It has become part and parcel of their lives. You want to clear...
But that doesn't make it right. That doesn't make it legal.
Wait. For instance, whilst the minister was in the Western region, I was there for some other businesses. I took opportunity also visit some of the places that they are talking about. I went to some of the mining sites, and one of the companies the minister instantly ordered that should be closed down. It's a company that has all its documentations, Okobin Mining, has all its documentation from Environmental Protection Agency to the Minerals Commission to the Ministry of Lands and Forestry, has gone through through the assembly. They have all their documentations without the minister even going through to ascertain whether they have the right permits to even do this. You go and then you stand before the cameras and you order that this particular company, you have ordered its closure, when in fact your own ministry had given him the right to go and work, and they are doing the work according to the specifications that you have given them. So clearly it means that they have not even taken time to study what they are to do, and they are just out there because there is an attack on illegal miners, and therefore you are also going to attack them. What I have observed when I went around...
So let's narrow down. So what you're saying is that this plan is not well thought out.
It is not well thought out.
And that is a knee-jerk reaction to the media campaign?
The media started this thing, and I recall that when you invited the minister, for instance, and asked him whether Galamsey would be closed down or not, it was only Professor Frimpong Boateng at that meeting that was able to state something concrete, because Ivory Coast was threatening to take Ghana on because of the distraction that we are causing. The minister at the time had not thought through what they should do about illegal mining, and particularly with their campaign promises. But that is not it. All of us, including those who are doing the mining, particularly if you go to Bremine, there is a young man who saw me at the funeral of the Queen Mother and walked to me and said, Mr. Mona, I have gone to see the water that we ourselves have polluted, and I'm disappointed that it is our actions that have done this, and therefore we should actually stay away from polluting the water. But the government can regulate us so that we don't destroy the water bodies. We can do the mining because we're doing it long time ago, until our Chinese brothers and sisters came and taught us that they can use the water to purify and to sieve out. And so all of us jumped into it. But if it is now public knowledge, because they started doing this thing over 40 years ago, we were not talking about the pollution. This scenario of pollution just started not up to 10 years. Worst of all, go through the airports. Immigration officials see Chinese and other foreigners, let me not use Chinese, other foreigners who come into this country. They secure visas to come to this country for a certain number of days. The days elapse, they stay, and when they are going, they pass through the airport. They take their passport, whatever is given to our officers, they take it and allow these people to go. Second, these people come, and after they have gone back, they go and bring heavy-duty equipment. All of us know that they are for mines. You know that they are going into the area to go and devastate our environment. These things come through our ports. Our port officials allow them. They carry them through into the various communities, into the bush. No one is saying anything about them. Now that they are devastating the environment, instead of you checking about those who have come to operate outside the ambit of the law, you are putting everybody, including those who are even using hammer and chisel to get mines out of it. And if you go to Wasa Akropong and you ask the police commander that I did, he said, look, Chief, this policy that you are bringing is going to bring on board a number of crime situations that we will not be able to contain. But they are police, and they find it difficult to talk to, because anytime they open their mouths to talk, people begin to hijack them into some partisanship. Meanwhile, they know the consequences of the actions of government. I get a sense
from what you're saying that the MPP is not using the right approach. The president himself has said that he's not bothered about threats that his party and himself will be voted out if they still maintain their anti-Galamsey posturing. You're still not convinced of the sustainability
it's not an electioneering issue. It is not an electioneering issue where people must come to say.
But what is it? Is it an approach? Wrong approach?
It is about the livelihoods of a people. It is about what we can do to save ourselves from the menace.
But you just mentioned that Galamsey had been taking place in our country for over 40 years.
For more than that,
and the Chinese came to change the dynamics.
They changed the dynamics.
What can we do in order to make sure we protect our environment?
We streamline things and not to take off people unnecessarily. And some of the people that we are taking out from that area actually are doing legitimate business. Yeah, the institutions have sanctioned the work they are doing. Except you are telling me that the Environmental Protection Agency has not gone down to see the mining sites, for instance, of Okobing, to be sure that this man's job will not affect the environment, and they grant him the permit to do. You are not telling me that the Minerals Commission doesn't know their job. You are not telling me that the district assembly, from where they are operating, they don't know their jobs.
Mr. Bona, there's
I
a lot
am saying that
to
there is much more to this, and I think that, look, our minister is overreacting.
Right, overreaction, that's key. He thinks the minister is overreacting, but I'm sure that we will get time to deal with this a lot more in our subsequent bulletin. Now, the remains of 3 persons killed as a result of the renewed clashes between the people of Alavanyo in Konya have been laid to rest. The 3, Henry Akondo, 40, Richard Mausi Donko, 30, and 15-year-old Alma Abisi were shot and killed by unknown gunmen. That's it for News at 10. We're taking to you live from the News Hub at Adisawe, Kanda, Accra. We were live on 3FM as well. There's more news at 3news.com. On behalf of the crew, good night.